Hello, everybody, and welcome to the MNSpiritCast. Tonight, we got a good show for you guys, and we have an amazing couple guests with us tonight. First of all, don't forget that we are sponsored by dsghost.com. You can go on there and get 10% off anything that you order by using code MNSH. You can go on there, you can browse, you can add stuff to your cart. And if you put in MNSH as your code, you're going to get 10% off. So really amazing equipment over there. Don't forget to go over there and check it out. We are live on Twitch, YouTube, ParaPost Network, and Minnesota Spirit Hunters tonight. So thank you for everybody who stops by. First of all, let's bring in our co-host. And here is Brandon. How are you?
Hey, guys.
How are you?
Doing all right. How about you?
Could be better. Doing okay, though. So, no, but seriously, we got a good show lined up for tonight. I don't know if you heard of our guest Forget Me Not Paranormal tonight, have you?
A couple of times from, when you guys have been talking and whatnot, yeah.
Yeah, so actually it's run by two amazing people, and we're going to bring them on here in a minute. But Forget Me Not Paranormal has some of the awesomest investigations in California and lots of other places too. So who am I to explain when we can bring on Forget Me Not Paranormal ourselves? So everybody, please welcome Forget Me Not Paranormal.
Hello.
How are you?
Good.
How are
Good.
you guys?
Yeah.
Not too bad. It's good to finally meet you guys. It's been a while.
You guys too.
So
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a great show tonight. For one, I can't wait to kind of get some questions, because we have questions, and who better to answer than you guys yourself, because we haven't studied any paranormal stuff in California. So it's going to be nice to actually get to know a little bit about the paranormal activity in the state of California. So first of all, if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, that's where we'll start tonight.
I'm Corey, and this is my wife, Melissa. We're Forget Me Not Paranormal. We're out of Fresno, California, which is just about 2 hours south of Sacramento,
Nice.
the central part of the state. But we've done investigations all over the city here, kind of branching out as much as we can, learning as much as we can at the moment. Just the two of us, what we have. But if anyone watches our show or follows us, you'll see some of the things that we do. A lot of it's in our home. We've gone to local cemeteries, to our local church, our Catholic church that's supposedly haunted. We've done some of the local parks and things like that. So we're building it. It's been maybe a little under a year.
No, we just hit our 1
1
year.
year. So
March
she's
2nd.
great.
Congratulations. That's awesome. And actually, I believe Minnesota Spirit Hunters just hit our 2-year anniversary of doing paranormal.
That's
So
awesome.
August of 2021, I think, was 2 years.
That's awesome.
It may have been 1 year, because I think we opened up in 2020. So I think we just hit our 1 year
anniversary.
Looks like Marcus froze up.
Oh, he froze? Oh, yeah. I was like, was that us? Or...
That happened.
Oh, yeah. He'll be back. Oh, there he is.
Hey, Marcus.
You guys cut out too. So what I was asking is, what do you guys like most about paranormal investigation?
Well, I know for me, it's always something that's happened most of my life. I had an experience when I was really, really young, about 5, a little boy who had died in a house we lived in, who came to visit me. My mom remembers some of that. I had my brothers and I all lived in a haunted house that had a shadow person for years.
Wow.
And then moving out on my own, I've had all kinds of interesting experiences. I had to close myself off to it quite a bit, but when her and I got married, it started picking up everywhere we lived. And this whole thing really got started when she was having full-bodied apparitions that were appearing to her. One that was looking like me. Yeah. That was showing up in our bedroom while I was at work.
That I thought he was home.
I thought I'd come home.
I was like, what?
So it all started with, she was telling me all these things, and I was like, you know what? There's got to be something out there now with the technology that would allow us to maybe give whatever this is a voice. And we downloaded an app, and we were hooked on it ever since. Now it's like, REM pods and, camcorders and all kinds of stuff it's gone on from there. But everywhere we've gone, something's been drawn to us, whether it's to our animals or to us, or we had an older gentleman that showed up in the middle of the night twice asking for Jerry. We always thought we'd get a T-shirt that says "Where's Jerry?" because that's what he did. He knocked on the door, and I didn't see him at all, but I could hear his voice right in front of me. Woke us up about 2 a.m, and I went over to Melissa. I was like, that was probably a ghost.
Yeah.
We even heard him walking. And so
Wow.
we've always had these weird things go on. So we just decided, since they're seeking us out, we might as well give them a way to speak,
Right.
and communicate.
Now, do you guys know anybody named Jerry that he could have been looking for?
No.
When I asked around, it's kind of one of those awkward things, especially here in California. Well, in the Central Valley, not a lot of people talk about ghosts, and it's really awkward. But I did ask the maintenance guy who lived across from us, and I was like, he goes, well, this place used to be a rest home. And I was like, oh, the church had owned it, that's next to it. And then he said, actually, about 20 years ago, the woman that lived in your apartment would come to me and tell me that she was seeing things and hearing things, and her son was talking to somebody in his room. Oh, that kind of makes sense. So now it all kind of...
Yeah, the retirement home angle made sense only because it was an older gentleman, and we had no idea why someone would be in there. It's gated, so and they lock it at night. So unless someone's given the code, there wouldn't be any way anyone would come in. Which is what I said to Melissa at the time. I was like, "Well, how would someone just randomly show up?"
And it sounded like a police knock.
Oh, that's what you thought it was.
Yeah, I thought the police.
We were like, "What happened?"
Right.
But
Wow.
It was some older gentleman. It was an obviously older man's voice saying, "Is Jerry home?"
And then you said
went,
no. And then we couldn't see anything, but the dogs were barking.
Oh.
And then you hear it kind of the voice float away, and it's like, well, where is he?
Well, where is he? Is what he said. Yeah, as he walked away.
Yeah, that has to be like a scary feeling, knowing that you're hearing something clear as day enough to where you can respond.
Yeah.
You can hear it. Yeah. So like, wow. Okay, that's
it even echoed. That was the thing.
You could hear it. Like,
yeah, because there was we were on the bottom floor, and there was an upper stairwell that went up. Even though it was outdoor, this area where the door was enclosed, and it echoed like someone was standing right in front of me, and there was nothing there.
You had the door open.
Yeah, I had the door fully open. And so I was like, no. And I'm looking around like, who am I talking to? And then we hear, well, where is it? We hear his footsteps walking away. And I'm looking over, and I'm like, there's nobody there. And that was the second time we'd had the banging before around the same time, 2 a.m. And then we had weird things left at the door after that.
Yeah, like little formation.
Oh, yeah. And we're like, are the kids doing this? But there weren't any kids in the area where we lived. So it was strange.
Our son, our youngest, was seeing things too. And so that's kind of why we started investigating also, is because he was being scared by whatever the thing is currently in our apartment.
Place,
And so, he remembers. He was 2. And he still tells the same story, what he saw and how this creature came out of his toy box. He describes it in great detail. He's never changed the story. No. Like he knew it was something, and he still sees things. Like he's very sensitive.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, that's crazy. It's crazy how things work, especially in the paranormal field. There's never anything that everything is, how do I say it, unexpected sometimes. You never know what to expect in this field, especially when you go to a place that you've never been before. Because when you go to a place that you've been before, you kind of know what to expect. Not saying that you'll always know what to expect, because paranormal is like unexplained stuff, things that we're trying to find answers for. But it's just phenomenal how things work, especially in your house,
Yeah.
So, No, it's just crazy. So
I know how that goes.
right. Actually, we just released an episode that took place in Brandon's house.
Oh wow.
So I don't know if you guys saw Pine City Poltergeist, our 5th episode.
I think that's the one I did. Yeah.
Yeah, that was actually Brandon's house.
No way. Okay.
Yeah. That was probably one of our best episodes yet. The editing was awesome. The responses were awesome. You know, we even got our very first trigger object to go off without anybody around it.
Wow.
It was
that's
exciting.
exciting.
Cool for you, but I mean, hopefully.
Well, that's an
Right.
exciting moment when you have something that triggers something. You know, one of the things that we do also is we've branched out to haunted objects, and so far just positive ones. We had one experience with a negative thing that we sent away, but yeah, we've had the dolls that my wife collects. We've had them respond to us not only with the apps, but also we use these like simple cat balls, and they'll set them off. And that's how we figured out one really didn't want to be here anymore. Yeah.
So we're sending her off on Friday.
Yeah, to another. She didn't like my wife and I are Anglo-Catholic. We're becoming Roman Catholic. We're pretty devout Christians, and we do regular blessings of our home, especially given all the things that have been going on. And this particular spirit vessel, we think was inhabited by someone who was more of the Wiccan tradition, and was very, very clear that she was not comfortable with the Christian-based blessings that we were doing. So we asked her, would you prefer to be with someone who was more in line with your belief? And
she lit that up.
Yeah,
she hadn't been doing
clear.
that until then. But she wanted to go.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I mean, to respect her wishes, we
absolutely
someone who was willing, that wasn't going to be as into our tradition as we are. Right. You have to be respectful. They're people, and you can't impose yourself upon them. You take them on. You take on the responsibility of their care. So it isn't our intention to make them uncomfortable in any way,
absolutely,
nor to disrespect their belief structures. And because I could say, as believing Christians, I know I'm kind of, but like, there's not a lot in our faith tradition that really helps us out here in this. So we've had to really learn from Wiccans and others who have more advanced knowledge in these things than we do. And it's been interesting how many things actually kind of coincide and they cross-reference with each other quite a bit. Yeah.
Can you pause that, please?
Yeah. So it's been incredible how it'll definitely blow your mind. I mean, if you're kind of that black and white thinker, this isn't the place to go because the reality is not black and white. I said that to my wife when she comes more from an evangelical background, and I was like, be prepared for everything that you thought you knew to be challenged.
Right. Exactly.
But it's an amazing journey.
Hi, Liz.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi.
Absolutely. Well, here, this is Rochelle. She is our lead medium for our team.
Hi.
Gives some of the most, excuse my language, but the most badass responses that Rochelle gets. We did Ripley's Believe It or Not Museum over in Wisconsin. Yeah, so that was our second episode, and we went in while they were open, and we were investigating, and I think we were kind of creeping out some of the people that were walking around in the museum, because we're over here with our K2 meters, and we got it up to things. People were like, huh. They didn't know what to do because exactly, like my first thought was to walk up to somebody and like, there's a ghost behind you, just kind of mess with them a little bit and let them know there's a ghost behind them, and kind of jerk their chain a little bit. So no, but it's all fun. Ripley's was definitely an amazing investigation. And I would definitely go back again. But point is, Rochelle that was there with us, and Rochelle, I think that was your first investigation with us.
Yes.
Yeah. So definitely recommend you guys to do Ripley's if you ever get a chance. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So yes. I might have some more team members coming on here to meet you guys. So
okay.
That's something else we've really had to do too. We've found a few mediums that have helped us along quite a bit, that help read our dolls and kind of helped us, in our direction with things. And
Yeah.
so they're, when they're the real deal, it's an amazing experience.
Mhm.
I'll tell you, we've had
Oh, yeah.
some pretty eye-opening experiences with some of them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now, something that I am actually very interested in. I would like to know, and I don't know if Brandon and Rochelle either, but where did the name Forget Me Not Paranormal come from?
That's a good question. I think I'll let her.
Well, we were C&M Paranormal, so like our first one came out, and you see us say that. But there was already groups on Facebook with that same name, so I was like, darn it.
Mm-hmm.
So then I was just thinking, and I was like, the Forget Me Not flower, and I was like, I don't know, I kind of like it. Let's go with it. So I checked everywhere to make sure nobody had that, and I was like, all right, we're taking it.
Right. Well, actually,
that was the nucleus of it. But I mean, the meaning behind it is that we really felt that with the type of investigations that we do and things, that's really the base of what we're trying to do.
Right.
It's help people be remembered.
And
exactly.
Exactly. You guys have a very unique name. Forget Me Not is a very unique name. Now, when you look at Forget Me Not Paranormal and then you look at Minnesota Spirit Hunters, how basic is Minnesota Spirit Hunters? Have you noticed that?
Not at all.
It's because guess what? We're in Minnesota. We hunt spirits, so it's so basic. I like how you guys came up with a unique name.
Oh no, it's we toyed around with the idea of calling ourselves Fresno Paranormal, but it was like, there's a lot of things out there like that. It didn't really describe what we thought what we wanted to do. Yeah. So when she came up with Forget Me Not, I was like, oh, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Right. Yeah. I certainly liked it more than CNN. That was a mouthful.
Right.
Every single time I'm CNN, Forget Me Not, or Forget Me Not Paranormal is a lot easier to say.
Yeah, exactly. So, no, but I think it's super cool that you guys have this mission and you help spirits to be remembered, spirits, ghosts, entities, whatever it may be, and because in the end, that is our goal with everything. We're helping families remember their loved ones. We're helping them get in contact, or what we're doing is we're trying to get rid of the bad stuff. It's either we're going to help a family remember, we're going to help a family communicate, or we're getting rid of something.
Right.
That is the bottom line of each and every investigation.
Right. That's the foundation of it. Yeah.
Exactly.
And in that, you really feel a sense of fulfillment when you're able to do one of those things.
Exactly.
When we've had two spirits that have come through recently that we were able to identify who they are and reach out to their family member.
Really?
They haven't reached back out to us, but the entity indicated that they had a message. And so, you kind of have to say, well, if they're not okay with it, you just back off. But to appease the spirit, say, okay, we'll try to do that for you. Just like we did with the spirit vessel who decided that she didn't want to be here anymore. I mean, that's kind of the responsibility you take on, right? Is you are their living voice as much as you can be. Since we're not physical mediums, it's a lot harder to do that communication. But as opposed to Rochelle, who probably it's a little bit easier in some ways. But I mean, it's still it's very fulfilling. Mm-hmm. This gentleman that came through died very nearby our house, and he had a widow and a son, and we reached out to his widow to let him know what he wanted to say.
Yeah, but he found us. We were looking for him.
We were actually at a storage unit where we kept some of the vessels, and then we caught this name we didn't recognize. Like, what is this? And
then he said his first and last, which is pretty rare to get a first and a last.
Yeah.
My legs, and I went, oh, that's the story I read about 2 months ago. I bet you anything that's the guy.
He was in a car accident.
Yeah. So, and he's still with us. He comes through.
Yeah.
But
he hangs around. Yeah.
Well, we got one crazy Emmy watching us tonight from PDX Paranormal. Hello, Emmy. Thanks for hopping on. No, that's absolutely awesome. You know that. Have you guys ever been like noticed in public before?
No.
We're pretty incognito.
Yeah. And the area is just not very open to it, and so we always run into a lot of people who just don't want to talk about these things and they don't want to deal with it. So we're kind of looked at as an oddity. You know, people are always like, "What are they doing over there?" Like,
people go to parks during the day and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So our goal is to do an in-home investigation to help someone. You know, kind of like you know, to help a family like kind of I grew up in. To help them deal with some of the things I remember experiencing. Right. But it's a hard nut to crack with people who just don't. And the sad thing is that there's a lot of history here that people don't realize. Exactly. And there's a lot of activity. We have a Japanese internment camp, or it was a processing center that was right by our where we live. And we had no idea. Right? Yeah. There's no monument. There's nothing to it. It isn't until you start digging into stuff by what the spirits tell you that you start to find correlations between them, because we were getting a lot of names and we were getting references to military things. We're like, there's no military base here. What's that? But there was this internment camp, and then it was an Air Force training area after they were taken to Manzanar. So there was all these tragic stories that we had no idea were right next door.
And they will find a way to tell you. Like, I mean, like I said, we're not mediums. We're sensitives. And they will find little ways to like give you little pieces to put it together and find different people, and it's crazy. Like when they want to let you know, they find a way.
Well, you know, all I can really say is, you know, like you said, your neighborhood is not very open to paranormal. It's something that they don't care about. In the end, I don't know if you guys are the only paranormal team around. However, right. All that you can do is just keep doing what you guys do and open the eyes of more people. That's all you can do. You open the eyes and turn some skeptics into believers. You know? Because once people see, like, holy crap, you know, they just got a pure, like, clear voice through whatever they're using, you know, that's going to open, as people start to see this paranormal stuff more, it's going to start opening more eyes, and the community is just going to get bigger. People are going to need more help because, you know, a lot of people have a lot of hauntings in their house and they don't know what to do.
Yeah, they just don't say anything.
Exactly. They don't say anything. They just deal with it. Meanwhile, there's teams like us out here who would love to help them, you know? So that's all we can do is all we can do is just keep promoting ourselves out there and saying, hey, you know what? This is who we are. This is what we do. And just open their eyes to the opportunity to get help, you know?
Right. And that's really was the whole motivation for us putting our investigations, filming them and putting them on YouTube and things like that, was to get the word out that we were there and we could help. You know, and to kind of let people know in our area, you know, this stuff exists here. It's okay to talk about it. It's okay to engage with it, you know, and hopefully we get some traction. But I think exactly you just have to keep going with it. Eventually, someone will bite on the hook. It will it'll happen.
Well, here's the exciting thing. Cara is one of our investigators and our assistant manager for Minnesota Spirit Hunters. When she says that she is working on getting Minnesota Spirit Hunters out there, she's freaking working to get us out there. You know, doing things that me as a manager doing this, and, you know, when Lisa was my manager and everything, we came up with some amazing ideas. But, you know, as time goes on more and more, we tend to like to help others. And then, you know, we keep expanding ways to promote paranormal, to promote Unity, you know, and maybe get our names out there and send emails to people and send text messages and Facebook messages and all of that, you know, and you'll never know what you'll stumble upon, you know.
Right, you never know.
So really funny, to that, and at the end of 2021, I believe it was December 31st, me, Matt Barron, and Mason from MJC did a podcast, and we called it the Year-Long Podcast. And on this podcast, we talked about how much better we're going to be doing in 2022. In 2021, I barely got any calls from anybody or anything. And as soon as I said that 2022 we're going to hit it harder than we did in 2021, the second that it turned 2022, things started to pick up. I had people from different states messaging me and calling me and, telling me their story. And, and we tried our best to get something set up for everybody because we don't want to leave anybody without answers,
That's awesome.
So, and the bottom line is like, yeah, so that's what it is. Just keep promoting and you're going to get out there. So whether you're surrounded by skeptics or not, you're going to get out there one way or another.
Yeah.
I think I myself is beyond help. I agree with. No, I'm kidding. And then and then Liz says hi, Rochelle.
Hi, Liz.
And hi, Cara. Liz did say hi to Forget Me Not somewhere here, right there. There it is. Liz is a great supporter, so we appreciate everything, Liz. Cara says, get everyone's names out there so people know that there are teams all over who can help if they have a problem, supporting the field and all the teams. And that is the whole description of Para-Unity.
It's important, I think. We're not, all of us aren't huge. We're all operating off our own budgets and our own things.
Exactly.
And so this is not something any of us are getting any money off of, or this is just something we have a passion for, and we'd like to provide the service. So anything that other groups that are like you can do to help, if that's just, hey, you get a call from someone in your area, like, hey, I know a team that's actually nearby you that can help you out.
Exactly.
That's a great resource.
Exactly. And as far as the Paranormal Partnership Program, P3 program, when Matt created that was his vision. The other day we had Aaron Wing from Nationwide Paranormal in Minnesota with us. Somebody needed help, and they were in Indiana or somewhere. I forgot what state they were in, but he throws it in the P3 chat, and all of a sudden there's multiple people willing to help or find resources or find this and find that, and we got it done just like that. We found somebody to help out just like that. That's the whole meaning of Para-Unity. We help each other.
Support each other.
I feel like I'm preaching tonight. So Cara said, exactly, well said. Being able to refer them to a local team is goals. Exactly. So Brandon, do you have any questions for Forget Me Not?
What is your guys' next planned investigation?
We are focusing on kind of expanding out of Fresno a little bit. We're working more on our local cemeteries, which are kind of neglected as far as us field is concerned. So we're going to do more of those. And we're looking to kind of hit the Central Coast, where San Simeon all the way down to Monterey in that central area. There's a lot of little towns in there that get overlooked by the paranormal investigative kind of community, which most of it's based in Southern California, which is from us about a similar distance. Distance between Virginia and Florida. So it's a long way away. And so this area gets neglected a lot. So that's kind of our goal, is to start expanding into those areas and kind of show that there are things within our own backyard that are active.
Exactly. And what about you, Rochelle? You got any questions?
Sure. I would like to ask everybody, what's your favorite or your scariest that you've investigated?
Favorite for me has got to be the Craycroft house.
That is a cool
I
house.
like the Craycroft house only because we get a lot of visual things there. We've never figured out why there's activity. There hasn't been any major deaths or any disasters there, but it seems to be kind of an area where the spirits gather, and they particularly like the basement of this old house that this guy bought was going to turn into. It's a turn of the century house that someone bought. They were going to turn into a restaurant and never got the money to do it, so it just gated off. Yeah. And I am constantly, every time we're there, this one little basement window, someone's always waving, or there's a dart away or something like that. So that's got to be my favorite because I love the visual things. Wow. Cool. I don't know about.
I like Delray Cemetery. It's this little tiny cemetery that's in the middle of an orange grove. And I don't know, it's a cool place. That's where we met a lot of Deepak and a lot of other spirits that are there. It's real tiny little place. But
cool.
I think our scariest though is our own home.
That has been the scariest,
we have a vortex nearby.
There's an opening,
and we get all kinds of things, and you've seen them.
Yeah.
And there's a guy. If we say guy, it's a negative entity called we named him Top Hat Man because that's how he appears. And we had a medium do a reading about it, and he likes to harass us. So she had to make a deal with him, and so he still will peek in. He still makes himself known, but he doesn't come at us. But he was the one that initially started the whole thing.
He's a shapeshifter,
and he was conjured by our neighbors.
Yeah, something that they went into some darker things, and he was the one who was presenting itself as me. To Melissa.
And he's the one that scared her son.
Right, who presented itself as some sort of spiked creature that came out. So he kind of started all this for us. But, it's been this one place we've lived has been the most active we've ever lived
all the time. I mean, anything from criminals to people from they said the 1600s to
all kinds of stuff. Well, we kind of leave the sign out. Hey, come here for some time.
Hey, John, come on in.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
We have boundaries, but it's. But there have been a lot of resonant ones that haven't been very positive here.
Right. So
we've had to be vigilant about keeping that boundary away from the living space and things like that. Absolutely. It's difficult though when you live in an apartment that there's a lot of other people around that don't really do the same thing, and it gives access to things. But
exactly,
there's Top Hat Man, and we've had.
They've called other things over.
Oh yeah, they've called. He cussed at you a few times.
And he's had a shadow come across me, and he called me a B word
and all kinds of
things.
Wow.
Wow.
He's an angry little thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Oh, all right. Well, we got another person. Everybody, please welcome our other medium. It's T.
Hi.
T.
How are you?
Hey. I'm well. How are you guys?
Good. Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Now, so for the Forget Me Not team, I have a really interesting question. I'm dying to hear the answer to it. Now, you guys did a haunted object unboxing.
Yes.
How did that go?
Those have actually gone fairly well.
Except for the first one.
The very first one was the only one that didn't. That was a Salvador Mundi style religious icon painting of Christ that the best we could tell from the previous owner who bought it from a art dealer that it was made somewhere in the late 18th, early 19th century. We're not sure where. We got some indication that it may have been Spanish in origin. Yeah. And it had something negative attached to it. Melissa was drawn to it. I was kind of drawn to it too. And we thought we could really work with it, but we didn't want it in our home. So we got a special storage unit for it. And the manager there was really nosy about what we were doing. Because when you take on something negative that you know is negative,
Yeah.
You have to be very vigilant about, sealing that and keeping that under control. And so it's not something you just leave there. Eventually, if you don't do anything to it, it's going to find you. So you have to keep that boundary robust and maintain it. And she just wasn't going to let us do it. So, because it involves a lot of different, rituals and things like that we were doing. So we eventually we contacted
the Warren Foundation.
Yeah.
And they were able. They have the Archbishop.
The Archbishop.
He took it for us.
Yeah.
So
wow.
We were hoping that maybe it could be freed, because there was still a part of it that was good.
Yeah.
One of the mediums said that there was still. What did she say? It was
something to do with the person who created it and that intent.
Yeah.
And then this was kind of an insult to what it was, this negative thing that was attached to it.
Yeah.
And so, the Warren Society was like, well, we can, if we can't get rid of the negative attachment, we can at least contain it and keep it from doing any damage. Because the previous owner,
he just had it up on his mantle, and he was seeing like
shadow
hooded figures, and it was lighting candles and
moving
objects. We
objects.
didn't have that. He talked to us
he did.
a little bit, but he was angry.
I was always angry.
He was known as Michael the Icon.
That's what he identified himself as, Michael. Right.
Wow. Wow.
He was scaring our spirit vessels too, so they were like, get us out of there.
Yeah.
So.
Oh wow, that's crazy. That's absolutely awesome. I absolutely love unboxings. I did one myself. Now, really freaky video. Let me tell you, it was. I found some of the most weirdest things in this mystery box. Some of the grossest and weirdest things, and I don't know if I want to do another mystery box. That's how bad it was. It was gross, man. I don't know if I want to post a link out for people to watch, but I will most definitely do that for everybody.
I'd like to see.
Absolutely. I can definitely share the link with you guys. It was a lot of fun, but really gross. Yeah, exactly. Well, we're going to take a 3-minute intermission quick, and I am going to plug my computer in so I can keep talking to you guys. But while we do that, I'm going to play the P3 video for everybody.
So Marcus, what you're saying is it's not your cell phone, it's your computer this time?
Oh, hush. All right, Matt. Yep. So, Forget Me Not and Minnesota Spirit Hunters is part of the P3 program. So, everybody, please enjoy the P3 video. You know what, Cara? Leave me alone. No, seriously, P3 program is phenomenal. All those teams that you just saw are phenomenal teams. Forget Me Not, Minnesota Spirit Hunters. I saw PDX in the comments here. Liz, lots and lots of people. Sarah from Sarah Russell from Paraventos, good team as well. So lots of teams on the P3 program, and they're all like family to all of us. So, and we'll always be the same no matter what happens. So, but before the break, what's up?
Oh, we appreciate everyone coming out to support.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Really awesome.
Absolutely. And we appreciate you guys being on our show tonight.
Now, fun.
Right? It is. Now, before the break, we were talking about unboxings of haunted items and mystery boxes and stuff like that. Now, you might have already mentioned this, but I did see something that you guys kind of visited, a Japanese concentration camp.
Yeah, the one that's nearby our house. It was the Pinedale Receiving Center. And it was where they kind of in a makeshift manner, threw up an area to concentrate the ones, especially ones coming from Washington State in 41, 42. And they held them there until they finished the permanent camp at Manzanar, which is maybe about, 3 hours south of where we are. And it was just a terrible place. The buildings were made of basically plywood and dirt floors.
Wow.
And it was these poor folks came from a fairly temperate climate in Washington and then came to the 107-degree heat.
Yeah, they said the asphalt,
would melt.
Their feet would be sticking to the asphalt.
Horrible.
It was
just horrible.
They were there for about 3 months. 3 months before they shut it down and then turned it into
an Army Air Corps training center. Yeah.
Okay.
Which we've gotten a pilot who
He's
crashed.
Been trying to talk to us.
And crashed from that, but there were a lot of names. It's interesting. We didn't realize that they were actually Japanese names, but they were the names of many of their kids and other relatives that had changed them to American sounding names like Michael and John and things. Yeah. But it wasn't until we started looking at the manifest of the internees that we began to make these connections to some of the people who had died there. And it was sad because they didn't give them a Buddhist burial. They tried. They attempted to get a Buddhist priest to come in, but there was a bunch of paperwork, I guess, or
they just wouldn't do it.
They wouldn't do it. So a lot of them just kind of felt disrespected and not really honored the way that they felt that they should be.
But that was the most peaceful one
because
we did smell cedar. Even our son was with us on that one. He didn't want to stay in the car, so he was like, "I smell it too."
Yeah, it was insane, very strong. And I was like, "Where is that coming from?" Because we weren't burning anything.
It's in an industrial park,
right?
So it's just buildings.
Yeah, and then there's this one little part that's still an open field, but it's small. And we were on the other side of the fence of that one part that's still an open field, and I distinctly smelled burning cedar. And we looked it up, but that was that in the Shinto tradition, that's something that means blessing and gratitude. So it was really nice to get that. Yeah. With the REM pod just going off in the middle of nowhere.
Oh, wow.
It was a parking lot.
Yeah, it was a parking lot, and we weren't by anything electrical to interfere with it. And it was going off all over the place, no matter where we set it. So, and we did put a new battery in it at that point, so it wasn't malfunctioning or anything. But
Brandon and Rochelle, we know what it's like to keep replacing batteries, don't we?
Yeah. Buy stock and see batteries. That's
the 9 volts.
9 volts, yeah. The 9 volts.
T, I don't know if you were watching when we were at the Boyd House, but so I'm sure you guys know about the laser grid pins, right?
Not sure if I know. No.
So basically, it's a pin, and there's a button on it that you push, and it shines.
Oh,
it shines. You know what I'm talking about. So we went up in the attic of the Boyd House, which we did back in December, and we set this laser grid pin up. And you know, it was sitting there. We were about to film. We were just getting everything set up, and batteries go dead. So we go grab more batteries, replace it again. I think within the 30 minutes we were up in the attic, we replaced the batteries maybe 3 or 4 times.
Wow, they were draining them. Yeah.
Crazy.
Drains
Absolutely crazy. And I think we got most of the times on camera too. It's just crazy how much batteries went.
No.
We have a thing of batteries, like,
Yeah.
not even kidding. I can't even fit it in the camera right now. It's, you know, we got all kinds of batteries mixed together. But yeah, this laser grid pin takes like double A's, and we went through maybe, I don't know, 8, 10 double A's just for the laser grid pin.
Like, give me that.
Yeah, they're feeding on it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. It's crazy. I don't know if it was paranormal that was draining them, or if it was the fact that the attic was super cold.
Mm.
I think it was a combination of both.
Probably. Well, you couldn't even walk up in this attic without shoes on. You couldn't go up there without a jacket. It was cold up there.
Wow.
It was very cold. So, actually, I want to get ourselves. I want to get ourselves back in there. So,
this is the Lizzie Borden house?
No, Boyd.
No,
Boyd house.
Yep, Boyd House LLC, owned by St. Croix Paranormal out of St. Croix, Minnesota. So,
very cool.
Cara said one of the times the batteries were maybe 2 minutes. It was crazy.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Brand new too. That's crazy.
Well, if you guys want to see the episode, it is a 3-hour long episode.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's a 3-hour long episode. It's a long one.
That's crazy.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that one needed to be cut down a little bit. There was too much footage put in there. Too much footage. But anyway, yeah, so it was a lot of fun. Now, so this Japanese concentration camp, when did it when did you say it kind of went out of business and it wasn't a concentration camp anymore?
It was only open from May 1941 to about July 1941.
Yeah.
It was
Really?
months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
They processed a ton of people from Washington and from, I believe, Sacramento, and they also had problems with each other because the Washington ones were the ones that came first, and the Sacramento people came, and there was like feuding and people like, we're more Californian than you, kind of thing.
Oh my gosh.
And that came from stuff that we captured. There was some animosity between some of the, and we didn't understand what that was until we read about it, And and like I said, there's nothing there that indicates that it was ever there. It's in the middle of an industrial. I say it's the office buildings and things that are there, and you have no idea. You're standing in the parking lot, which is the middle of what used to be an area that they. Basically that's what it was. It was a receiving area for a concentration camp.
Right.
And all kinds of things going on there, and these people are just, I don't know, doing their paperwork.
Right. Exactly.
And kind of similar to what you were talking about, Marcus, like, that 3-hour long investigation. I mean, I know a lot of your listeners are also paranormal investigators and know how long these things take.
Yes.
It is a long time when you are at a location to gather evidence. I mean, some of them it comes quick, others not so much. Mm-hmm. And it's a lot of effort to edit these videos and do that, which is this person right here. She does all of that. Her free time.
Granted, this investigation took us 21 hours. 21 hours. You can ask Rochelle and you can ask Brandon. Was the most uncomfortable sleeping arrangements ever. Now, I don't want to publicize this too much, but our lead investigator, Nicole, would probably get a kick out of this. So in this house, it's an old house. It was owned by the Eckharts. I'm not going to say too much because T is here and T hasn't been yet. So I'm not going to explain too much. But there is a really long couch on one side of the house, and then there's a very short couch on the other side. We were all about to go to sleep, and guess which couch I picked to sleep on? I picked the most smallest couch to sleep on. I was so cramped the next day, and first thing that pops to Rochelle's head was the most inappropriate thing ever. It was, well, funny story, because I rode over to the Boyd house, which is 4 hours from my house. Crazy drive. But we stopped over in the town. Yep. So yeah, Brandon was driving, but we stopped over in the town that Brandon lives in. We were at the gas station. I didn't know, but there was a giant patch of ice on the ground. And one minute I'm talking to Cara and Brandon, and then the next minute they look away and I'm nowhere to be seen because I'm laying on the ground. I slipped on the ice and fell on the ground.
Oh my gosh.
So the next day, consider I slept on that small couch. My tailbone was so sore. I was so cramped up, and yeah, and then here's Rochelle just making dirty jokes. So. No, but
hey, they picked on me because I was, I got all of 1.5 hours of sleep, so I'm sleeping, and I know somebody's messing around, so I know when they're moving around, and I'm like, out of a dead sleep, they're laughing at me like. I'm saying, like, you guys don't need to be going up there right now. And they're like, what? And I'm in a dead sleep. And they're like, she's sleeping. She don't even know what she's saying.
Yeah, so it was really funny, actually, that you mentioned that. Me, Lisa, and Cara, or Brandon, you and Cara were sleeping already, I think.
Yeah, we laid down to get like an hour of sleep right when Rochelle was laying down, yeah.
Right. No, me and Lisa and I think Nicole were about to go up in the attic because we were going to go up there and see what we can get. And Rochelle was in one of the recliners, just reclined, peacefully sleeping.
Out like a light.
Out like a light. And then all of a sudden she got a whiff that we were going up in the attic. Pops up out of a dead sleep and says, not a good idea. Whatever. And goes back to sleep. No, it was fun. On these investigations, I don't like them to be all serious. I want to go in there, I want to have fun, and I want to enjoy the place that we're in. I don't want to just be all business, even though we're there to hunt ghosts.
Yeah.
We're still family, and we still hang out, and we still do this and that, and probably 75%, 73% of that investigation was maybe sitting in the kitchen, socializing, and snacking.
That's cool.
We did a lot of snacking at this investigation. A lot. So, no, but it was a lot of fun. And one of these days, I'm going to schedule another one and get more teams involved. I think that'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So, oh, wow, we got a lot of comments to catch up on here. Liz, I believe this is Liz, says, hi, Marcus. Hi, Rochelle. Hi, Brandon. Hi, Michelle. Oh, funny, Cara. Very funny, Cara. And then hi to all the teams. Forget me not. Yeah, this is Liz. Cara was awake, actually. Yeah, Cara was going with us up in the attic, I believe. Nicole, our lead investigator, says, sorry I couldn't join tonight.
Oh.
It's absolutely fine. You know what? Forget me not. I hear you guys. There's a little bug in my ear that you guys are coming back, huh?
Yeah. She invited us.
Yeah.
Thanks to Miss Cara.
Yes, she's awesome.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Pair Unity is great, and it's the different teams brilliant, and the P3 program is great too.
It is.
About the Boyd house, Cara brought food, but there was no oven. If anyone goes there, there's no oven. I think Cara brought, what was it, Brandon? It was like
taco lasagna.
Oh boy.
Oh wow.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
Speaking appropriate.
We're in trouble.
How you doing, Matt?
What's up, everybody? I heard inappropriate, and I had to jump in.
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hey guys, how's everybody?
How are you?
No, it's thanks for joining, man, because you guys are absolutely awesome. I can't wait to have you guys back on again. It's a lot of fun talking to you
We had
guys.
a great time.
Absolutely. Now I have 6 more questions, but we're gonna cut them short. A couple of them here. figure out which ones we want to talk about here. Now, let's see. Okay, here's a good one that maybe not all paranormal investigators are fully educated on. Now, when you go into an investigation, there are different things that you got to look at. You got to be kind to the spirits. You can't go in with a chip on your shoulder and act like you own the place, because then, you're going to set something off. Now, my question to you is, what does it mean to have good manners, and why should you have good manners on a paranormal investigation?
That's a great question. You want to start with that one?
I think our approach is we're on, unless they're in our home, we're on their turf. And so we always try to be respectful, because we don't know who we're talking to. Mm-hmm. And our intent is not to offend. We're not there. And we've told them, when they tell us to leave or something, we're like, hey, there's other spirits that want to talk. It's okay. You don't have to talk to us, and usually someone will hop in. And so I think that's being respectful of who they are, is the most important.
I always equate it to, when you're dealing with a living person, the same rules of engagement apply.
Exactly.
These are individuals with their own personalities and their own sensitivities and their own agendas and everything else. So it's the same kind of rules of engagement. You get what you give. If you're going to go into some place disrespectfully and act as though you're in charge, I mean, what incentive do they have to speak to you? They don't have to speak to you. They don't have to.
Exactly.
You. And worse, they can do things that the living can't. So you don't want to invoke that either. So it just as you said, it's really important to respect their autonomy and understand that it is their space. Even when we deal with the ones who come into our home, I mean, it is our home, but we also respect the fact that they're individuals. And, although you put boundaries on that, like you would any other relationship, you still have to give them a measure of respect as people.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. No, actually, I really like this question. It's not asked a lot. All the technical stuff about an investigation of paranormal is not asked very much. So, with that being said, my hunters, I would like to know y'all's take on why we should use good manners on an investigation. Let's start with Brandon.
I honestly think that you go into a place using good manners and you're going to get better responses than you would be trying to be rude and everything, because just because they're a spirit doesn't mean that they don't still have feelings and that they don't still think the way that they used to.
Exactly.
They're still who they were. It's just they don't have a body.
Right. Right. No, and that's very true. They don't have a body, but guess what's inside of our body? Inside of our body is a soul. It's a spirit. Same thing as if they were in a body. So that's why we want to treat everybody with respect. Spirit, dead or alive, we still want to treat everybody the way we want to be treated. Because if we're going to walk in these investigations, we're going to treat a spirit very crappy. Guess what they're going to do? They're going to treat us crappy. So, I absolutely agree with you. What about you, T?
I'm checking the box D, all the above.
Yep, exactly. Your show.
Same answer, but you got to go in and you just got to common sense if you don't go into somebody else's house and rip it up and use your manners.
Right.
Exactly. And Kara says, and I absolutely agree, because provoking can end in poking the bear experience.
No,
very true. Very true. And what about you, Matt? What do you think?
Well, honestly, I gotta agree with you guys. We have to have respect for these spirits because they were once alive. We're going into their territory. But more importantly, if you guys remember your Paranormal 101, poltergeist.
Yes.
It's a collection of negative energy. So if you already start in negative or cocky or whatever, and you just go in thinking you're big and bad, that's already creating a negative atmosphere for not just the spirits, but your clientele as well.
Yes.
We've all said this numerous times. We're only in there in these environments for a couple hours. Our clientele stay there. The spirits stay there. So you can actually do more harm than good. So be respectful, be polite, and try to relate, because you will always get better evidence that way.
Yes.
And I just wanted to pop in. This is only a quick visit, guys. But I did want to pop in, obviously, to show my love to the hunters, and of course, Forget Me Not. You guys are all
Thank you, Matt.
nothing but big love for each of you guys.
Right back at you, man.
Appreciate it.
So you guys have yourselves a great night, and we'll catch you later.
All
All
right.
right. Thanks for popping in, man.
Anytime. See you guys.
Yep. See ya.
Bye.
Now,
I think he made a good point that you can make it worse
yeah.
if you provoke, and that's not what we should be about. If somebody's calling you for help, making it worse is the opposite of that.
Now, just out of curiosity, is there ever a time where provoking is absolutely necessary?
I mean, yeah, it's nothing's ever black and white in the paranormal. Everything is various shades of gray, and you really have to determine what you're going to do based on the engagement that you have with the spirit.
Yeah.
If they're negative and they're provoking of you, you have to set boundaries. And that's what I'm a big believer in. It's like, this is not okay. This is where I stand. This is what type of communication is all right. And at times, setting those boundaries can be a little provoking.
Yeah.
If that's the intention of the spirit you're dealing with. Now, I mean, 90% of the time, that's not going to be what you necessarily run into, even if it's an angry person. But yeah, there are moments when setting those boundaries can feel provoking.
Yeah, with Top Hat Man, I mean, we've had to set some pretty clear, like, get out.
Right.
You are not welcome. Back it off. Kind of stuff.
But that's different than saying, "Hey, come at me," and poking the bear with that.
Exactly.
You have to have a respectful boundary between the two. If you're going to enter into that, you have to respect your side of it as much as they have to stay on theirs.
Yeah. And I used to be like not bad at it, but walking into an investigation, I would get frustrated when I didn't get responses, or when I knew something was there, but they wasn't making themselves known, so I would get a little frustrated, and I'd raise my voice and say, all right, if you're here, show me you're here. That's why we're here. We're not here to play. We're here to get answers. Looking back on that, that was the wrong approach to take, because of course I was rude, and I own up to it. I used to be like this, and now looking back on it, like, I was doing so many things wrong, because provoking actually could lead to possession at some point, So you got to be very careful in the paranormal field, because paranormal spirits and ghosts are very unpredictable,
Oh yeah.
So,
well, yeah, you're walking into a place that you don't even know, and you don't know even what's there.
Exactly.
You walk in with a bad attitude, and I mean, things could go south real quick.
Oh yeah. Absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. All right, guys. Well, I have a couple more questions for you, and then I'm going to give the floor to my hunters here, and if they have any questions, and you guys could throw questions at us too, and we'd be happy to answer. Now, you guys have had spirits in your pantry before, correct?
Yes.
Curious to know how that works.
The pantry was one of the entry points, especially for the Top Hat Man, that we were not aware of how to. We couldn't figure out how we could close that space. We've since kind of figured it out a little bit. But Melissa one night was just getting.
It was our dog. So the dog that you saw, that's Patrick, our canine investigator.
Yeah.
So we do have 3. But he was alerting us Yeah,
something
literally,
weird.
it was talking where the oatmeal was, and I know my
Yeah.
son came walking in. He's like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
And I was like, "I'm talking to something in the oatmeal." Don't mind.
One of the physical things that was going on is we had random bits of food that were just like being almost launched out of it, and we're
Really?
like, "What is going on?" We almost thought we had mice or something
Oh my
that were
gosh.
like knocking things over and things. We could find nothing that was there. So then when the dogs started alerting on
Yeah,
it, we
he
were
was
like,
looking,
okay, there's
yeah.
something odd going on. And it was that investigation. We had the shadow go across Melissa,
Yeah.
and we had the cursing from the Top Hat Man when we realized, we started to figure out he had call signs. He'd been telling us, oh, he was a child and
Mhm.
all this other stuff, but then it was, do you want to play?
Yeah.
And that's how we were alerted, oh, that's you. Because we had talked to a medium who kind of let us know that, oh, he has his little things that you can figure out that that's how you.
But it was the other spirits before we talked to any medium that told us. They said, or they said secret, and then they said protector, guardian, and they named her, and then her name was Denise, and then she said there was a monster, and then they said neighbor. So like after that we put it all together, and then when the medium, we didn't tell her what we knew, and then when she told us, it was the story.
Yeah, right.
So it was cool that the spirits were able to help us.
gosh.
I mean, a lot of times I've asked some of the ones that come around us all the time, I'm like, can you help me with, somebody? Can you talk to this person? And sometimes they can, sometimes they can't. It just depends,
We had been for a while, when we investigated here, we were always getting this, he's coming, be quiet, death is here. We're like, what is this? And they would all of a sudden be quiet. And then we would get, do you want to play? And then all of a sudden there would be these negative things that would come after it. And we figured out that that's what they were talking about. They
He
were all
harasses
scared.
them.
Yeah, they were scared.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. I agree with Cara. It's great when all things come together and things make sense finally. Yes, agreed. So, my last question for you guys, and then feel free to throw questions at us. We'd love to answer for you. Where can our viewers find Forget Me Not Paranormal?
Well, we are on YouTube on Forget Me Not Paranormal, and then we have a TikTok, Forget Me Not Paranormal, and then our Facebook, we have a group, Forget Me Not Paranormal. It's not that big at all, and I'm trying to revamp it, but we're also there. So the main ones we run though is the YouTube and the TikTok. So those have been fun.
And you
has
can
our address, our email address, and some other ways to contact us if they need help.
Okay. And actually, you can find their YouTube channel and their Facebook page in the description of the podcast right here. I did not know you guys had a TikTok. That is really interesting. I'll be looking you guys up for sure. But you guys are absolutely a phenomenal team.
Well, thank you very much.
You guys are the first California team that we've had on here, which is really interesting.
There aren't many for some reason. I don't know
right. And California is a giant state. It's huge.
Yeah.
And like you said, there's not very many in California.
No.
There's a lot down south. There's some Hollywood, LA.
But a lot of that's gimmicky, and a lot of it's, there are some pretty reputable ones, but I mean, in our area, almost nothing that was here. There was a team for a short while, then they closed down. Yeah, maybe they did Halloween stuff, and
right.
That was it. Yeah.
All right. Well, now I'm going to give the floor to my hunters. If you guys have anything to ask, Forget Me Not. If you guys have questions for Minnesota Spirit Hunters, feel free. Audience, if you guys have questions for our team or for Forget Me Not, now's the chance. So, let's start with the hunters talking to Forget Me Not. You guys have anything to ask?
What would be your dream
Any home. Really, we would like to, because really our passion has been, kind of helping the families like that I kind of experienced as a kid, and she had some experiences as and having paranormal experiences as a kid in this area was just, it was a hush hush. We had no idea. No one talked about it. So, being able to open that up for people and to really help a family, kind of like I said, when like I came from, be incredible to me. So for me, it would be getting into a home.
That's my ultimate goal too. I want to get into a home.
Yeah. You know what? I want to make this possible for you guys. I really want you guys to get in a home, private residence. Let me work a little bit of Minnesota Spirit Hunters magic. I'm gonna get you guys. Right. I'm gonna get you guys a private investigation one way or another. I guarantee.
That's awesome.
It may take some time for sure because I'm in Minnesota, of course. But one way or another, my team is going to find you a private investigation.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and that's the whole thing about the P3 program, guys. We're here to help each other. I want you guys to be able to finally live your dream investigation. So we're going to make that happen.
Great, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the crux of my question too. It's like, how you guys got started in those home investigations. I mean, how long did it take to finally get some people asking you for help?
Well, so we opened up in August 2020, and we had a couple pieces of equipment and cameras on our phones. That's all we had. It took us quite some time to actually get real ghost hunting equipment. And it took us quite some time to get our first real investigation. And our first real investigation was a cemetery because, you don't have to pay anything to go in, everything. And T, you were there for our very first investigation.
That's cool.
So we went to this investigation. It took probably 10 to 12 months to get into a business or a private home.
Okay.
To answer Cara, no, we haven't, but that's a good idea. Maybe like Craigslist or something.
Yeah.
We'll just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you guys can could post your team on Craigslist, saying, we're forgetting Me Not Paranormal. This is the services we offer, and this is what we're looking for. And you may get some bites off of Craigslist. I've never tried Craigslist before, but it's definitely worth a shot. Post your stuff on, share it out to every single group on Facebook. Promote the crap out of your YouTube channel, your TikTok, everything. And same for all the teams watching. If you guys ever stumble upon a link for another team, I share all kinds of teams. I probably share more links for other teams than I do Minnesota Spirit Hunters. Because I'm always catching lives that people are on, and I share it to any group I can, and I try to share ours to any group I can. But sharing, promoting, marketing is the best way to actually move up the ladder in this field. So there was a time back in July 2021 that I reached a point to where I'm like, I'm done. I don't want to do paranormal no more. I'm closing down Minnesota Spirit Hunters. I don't want to do this anymore. But I decided not to close it down because myself, I want to do big things with it. I want to get a TV show, or I want to, I want to be able to say that I was able to help people with doing a profession such as paranormal. So all I did was just keep pushing forward. I knew my dream and I pushed towards my dream, and that's all you can do. You push towards your dream and promote and market. Marketing. Exactly. You just keep that head up, and you keep looking forward, and know what you want and keep pushing towards what you want.
That's one of the reasons why I joined, this team, and why I investigated, for the years that I have, is because I've always wanted to help people as well.
Exactly.
It's just it's kind of one of those things that just kind of runs, hand in hand with what we do.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. So, Rochelle T, you guys have any questions for Forget Me Not?
Yeah, I do.
So you guys said you've had like shadows and that top hat guy in your house. Have you ever been hurt or pushed by anybody?
Yes, but it wasn't during necessarily when I was completely awake. So usually it happens in that kind of just before you fall asleep period.
Yeah.
I've been hit a couple times,
Oh,
usually
wow.
in the back or the top of the head.
Mhm.
But
Wow.
it's always a more negative entity that'll do that. It's just like we had my wife's cousin stays with us, and the top hat man came to him in a dream and had a message for me, that he was covered in pig's blood and he was going nowhere, and that was his message. So I've had a few things like that. Yeah, Missy
Okay.
hasn't had any physical contact.
I just see him.
Yeah, but she's seen him, and he's imitated me a couple times.
Yeah, he looks like him.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah.
Poor guy, you could pick a better looking dude to imitate, but I don't think she gets much.
Yep. So Kara is very true about all this. Not that one. Facebook community pages.
Yeah.
Your state's paranormal society page on Facebook, and flyers with your email around the area too.
Okay.
Yeah, we kind of thought about.
We're
getting
gonna take
cards.
Kara, so she's gonna come over here. And, sorry.
You can have her. I'm sorry. No, I'm kidding. Love you, Kara. Spreadsheet on pop.
Business
Spreadsheet on.
cards and some other things that we're going to be handing out and things just to get the word out, and just to maybe it'll click with somebody who's having an experience like, you know what, maybe I need some help, and that
would be awesome.
Yeah,
That's
would
the
be
dream.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah. Another thing you guys can do is I don't know if you heard about Spreadshirt. Create some of your own merchandise.
Yeah.
Yep. Like Kara said,
some
put
of it.
flyers. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
I actually want one of those shirts. Send me a link. I'm getting one of those.
We'll get you.
Yes. Actually, if you'd like, I'd like to make a proposal of a Switch.
Oh, no way. Yeah, totally. We'll get one
Absolutely.
of yours. That'd be cool.
There we go.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Yeah.
definitely, yeah. And that's another good thing to do. If you create this merchandise, you never know who's going to buy it. Somebody could buy it in Australia, and they're wearing it around town. They're going to a gas station, they're going to the grocery store, and they got "Forget Me Not" right on their shirt. And people are going to be like, "What's that?" And they're going to research it, and they're going to find you guys. So marketing, like I said, is a big thing of getting your name out there.
Yeah.
Big.
Work to do. You sure I can't have Kara?
Oh, I'm just playing with you, Kara. No, you can't have my Kara. I'm sure Brandon would disagree with that too. So.
Oh yes.
All right, guys. Well, do you guys have any questions for our team?
I'm pretty good. It's been a lot of fun, though. Thanks, everybody.
Absolutely.
Great, Tim. We
can't-
love watching your show. I mean, it's incredible. Thanks for having us.
Appreciate that. Yeah, I cannot wait to have you guys back. You guys are a lot of fun, and I'm going to be counting the days till you guys come back.
All right. Yeah,
I know it's gonna be a good minute, but you guys are coming back for sure.
All
Awesome.
right. Thank you guys so much.
Yes.
Good luck with everything.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good luck.
If you guys need anything, please reach out. We're always here
We
for you
will.
guys.
All
Thank
right,
you.
Take care.
Yep.
Have a good
Have a good night.
night.
Guys,
All right, guys. What do you guys think? You think they're a great team or what?
Oh yeah.
absolutely. Yep.
I think they're absolutely awesome. I've talked to Melissa just by message, and I already knew that they were great people, but actually talking to them in person is absolutely awesome. Slap a bumper sticker on me, free advertising. Okay then. And yes, great team. So Rochelle, we do appreciate you coming on tonight and being with us. Aaron Wing is here. Hello, Aaron.
Aaron.
Rochelle, we do appreciate you coming on, being with us. T, you as well. Always a pleasure to have our two mediums on here. You guys are phenomenal.
Thank you.
Absolutely. If you guys want to contact Forget Me Not, you can follow the links right in the description. So I don't know if you're following, but there you go. There's the links. So all right. Well, you guys have a great night. I will catch up with you guys after the show. And if you guys have any questions, let me know.
All right.
Thanks. Have a good night.
Yep, you too. Thank you.
Yep. Bye, guys.
All right, bye. All right, Brandon. Well, thanks again for co-hosting yet another great show. Absolutely awesome team of Forget Me Not Paranormal. I cannot wait to have them back on our show. They're a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, they are.
I cannot wait. So, but once again, thanks for co-hosting. You're a great co-host. And Aaron says, sorry for coming late. Been working. Oh, no, we get you, man. You're fine. So, yeah, but Brandon, we're going to call it a day and hope you have a good night and catch you after the show.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, guys. Well, that was Forget Me Not Paranormal. Great team out of Fresno, California. They have big dreams, and all I can ask of you guys right now is to please help promote Forget Me Not Paranormal as much as possible. And just get them out there, just like we do with everybody else. The whole meaning of para-unity. So that's what we're going to shoot for. We're going to shoot for a private investigation for Forget Me Not Paranormal. So follow the links to their Facebook and their YouTube that are down in the description. Also, the link to our Spreadshirt where you can buy our merchandise. Kind of promote Minnesota Spirit Hunters a little bit. And DeesGhosts.com where you can get 10% off using code MNSH. So that's all we got for you guys tonight. But catch us on Saturday night for a very special bonus episode of Minnesota SpiritCast with paranormal filmmaker John Yost. Gonna be a lot of fun. We're premiering the trailer of his new movie. And I know a lot of people are excited about it. We've gotten a ton of shares on it already. And the trailer is on our TikTok, MNSpiritHunters. You can go on there. You can watch that. Sorry I don't have it for you guys. There's one more thing that I do want to show you guys. And this is the first time that everybody's going to be seeing it. If nobody has known yet, Minnesota Spirit Hunters has wrapped up season 1 of our investigation series. And coming this summer, season 2 will be kicking off. And here is the promotional photo for season 2. So we're going to start this actually this month. But you won't be able to view the first episode till like July. So, but this is a promotional photo. Credit goes to Matt Barron on this. Thank you, Matt, for making this for us. So, yeah, guys, that's all I have for tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching. You guys are so supportive, and you know the continued support is very much appreciated. We're going to send it right back your way. So, but until Saturday, when we bring on paranormal filmmaker John Yost, I will see you guys on Saturday as well as almost the rest of our team. So until then, you guys have a good night and happy hunting.
This program is intended for mature audiences. Parental discretion is advised.